Hi guys, welcome to Journey to the Bar with me, Edinam, soon to be Edinam Esquire. Last week we were discussing the EndSARS protests, and we were discussing protests in Ghana and what it takes to successfully hold a protest in Ghana. And just to recap, we said that protests in Ghana are legal in the sense that you do have the right to hold a protest and you do have the right to demonstrate, only if you follow the accurate steps that we mentioned in the video last week. Now, if you want to know more about it, of course, go back to the video and watch. But this week, we're going to be discussing what the benefits are for studying law. What are the benefits of studying law? In Ghana, worldwide, everywhere, what is the importance of studying law? Or in Ghana, worldwide, everywhere, what is the importance of studying law? Or what benefits can you possibly get from studying law? We'll be right back. Welcome back. So today we're not only discussing the benefits of law so that those who don't understand law can understand why a lot of people are pursuing it. We're not just discussing the benefits of law for those who want to pursue a legal career. So here's the catch. We're also discussing the benefits of law for those of us who may already be studying law and have forgotten why we got into it in the first place. I mean, you probably get your first year results and
I don't want to go to school again. 36.
Come back here.
You just don't understand why you're studying law. You don't understand why you signed up for this in the first place. You don't remember what motivated you to get into this. Like, you just start wondering, like, why am I here? But today is for you as well. And we're going to be discussing why it's important to study law, or why I think everybody should have basic knowledge about the law. First of all, I think that the most basic reason why anybody should study law is just so that they're educated on their rights and responsibilities as a person, as a citizen, as a member of a particular group, or as a member of a certain association. It's important to study the law that governs that particular group or that particular association. For instance, studying law allows you to know when your rights are being infringed upon. You can't be living in the world and not know what you have the right to and what you don't have the right to. And when you don't educate yourself about your rights, you make it very easy for people to take your rights that you very well deserve away from you. If you don't know that you have the right to life, you could watch somebody get murdered and sit on it, and it won't occur to you that that person had the right to life, and so something should be done to apprehend the person that killed the one that just died. And you'd sit on and watch so many injustices happen, and that just doesn't sit right with me. I mean, you should know what you have the right to do, or what you have the right to, or what your freedoms are, so that you don't go and sit somewhere and say certain things that could get you facing a defamation suit. You don't just speak without thinking twice. And knowing the law or studying the law exposes you to different circumstances and how the law was applied in each and every one of these circumstances. So it gives you like basic scenarios, and it gives you how each scenario could prove that you were on the wrong side of the law. And I find that this is very, very important for everybody, no matter who you are, to know. It also lets you know your responsibilities. I mean, rights go hand in hand with responsibilities. You can't just wake up one morning and think that everybody owes you something without understanding that sometimes there are certain things you have to do to earn the things that are owed you. For instance, you do have the right to vote, and people all over the world, some of them have died a long time ago, but some of these people fought for you to have the right to vote. And so it's only right that you exercise this right that has been given to you. And if you don't know that you do have the right to vote, and you don't know the responsibilities that come with voting, such as getting registered, because you do have the right to vote, but you can't just show up and expect that it will be granted to you. There are certain steps you have to do, like registering for a voter's ID card, and studying law exposes you to some of these responsibilities, and it sensitizes you about some of the things you have to do to get access to the things you are owed the right to. Well, maybe when you were a child, you were always told that you're very confident, you're very outspoken, you're very eloquent, you know, and because of these attributes or these characteristics, they tell you go and study law. And so you think that you can speak very fluently, you can fight for Ghana, and you get into the profession. But what next? What happens? I mean, I'm confident and I'm here, so now what? Studying law puts you in a place or in a position of great power and great authority to make things different around you. You may be sitting in your house always shouting about injustice and shouting about inequality, and you don't know what you can do to change it. You wish things were different, but there's nothing you know that you can do to change the way things are. And when you study law, it helps you to know where people are going wrong, so that you can advocate for better things in that field. I mean, if you're, for instance, feminist, it's through knowledge of laws that people knew that, okay, so this is where the law falls short. This is where the law falls short. And so this is where we should target to make sure that women and men can have equal rights and can have equal responsibilities as well. If you are a strong believer in students getting educated, if you are educated on the laws, it helps you to know which loose end to follow, to make sure that people are giving the education that they very well deserve, and the education that will make them better people. If you're studying law, you are an instrument for change. Don't just think that because you're studying law, you have power and that's it, you sit on your power. If you have power, you have to use it. If you have power, you have to take advantage of the power that you have and use it for better things, use it for good things. People who study law have the opportunities and have the chances to get into high positions, such as positions involving governance. And when you get into such a position, or when you're in some of these positions, you can advocate for the right kind of change the right way. When you study law, you get to know some of the things that are going on that really aren't the best. And when you get into these positions of governance, you know what to do. Like, you get there and you don't just talk and get pushed over, but you're able to really make an influence and make an impact on your generation and on people around you. For instance, if the people that are in parliament are very educated on laws, it makes it easier for governors, because now when they go to parliament, they know exactly what they are there to do and they know how to do it, and so they are able to do it the best way that they can.
More than 5. Say what? Come on.
Studying law also places you at a position where you can advocate for the right things. Studying law gets you into advocacy. For instance, there are people that you hear talk about how they were there and mikunu bejami sesia nkolanu yehu debedi, you know, and some of these things just frustrate you, and you hear things like langa sabeji assassino, and it makes you very frustrated, because you know that if you look into the matter and if you follow it, you could find out where this person went wrong and where that person went wrong, and get the other person who is complaining or who is suffering better remedy. You know, when you're studying law and your auntie comes to tell you that their landlord has kicked them out just like that her cousin from abroad is coming, so they should leave the house, you know what to do about it. It opens you up to be able to really fight for people's rights. You will not be the one that when someone comes to tell you they've stolen from them, you just sit there and say, hey, this shouldn't be you. You can actually do something about it. Tell the person, oh, you should have reported it to the police, or this is what you are supposed to do when someone steals from you, or when you wake up one morning to find out that all your belongings have been stolen. This is what you are supposed to do, instead of just sitting there doing not just doing lip service or just speaking up about it and then doing nothing. But aside speaking up in general, you can actually make sure that when you're studying law, you can do the right things, or you can take the steps to make sure that people are treated rightly, or people get what they deserve. And you move from being just an ordinary person to somebody who can actually implement change. I mean, I know that a lot of you watch Harvey Specter and Danny Crane, and you watch How to Get Away with Murder, and then you see how things are just twisted and everything, and that could be you, maybe exaggerated a little bit in movies, but you do have the chance to really make an impact, and you do have the chance to really make somebody's life better. And I think that knowing that being in law gives you the chance to make someone else's life better is a very good reason to study law. I mean, you can rest easier at night knowing that someone somewhere out there feels a lot better or is able to sleep soundly because of something that you have done that day. So guys, these are just 3 out of the many reasons why you should study law. These are just 3 reasons or 3 benefits of studying law. And I hope that if you're out there and you just saw your end of semester results and you're giving more zeal, or by watching this video you've gotten new oil to go out there and continue studying the law the best way that you can, because at the end of the day it pays off, or at the end of it all it pays off, and you're going to get results. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I can't wait to meet you next week because there's something very interesting coming up. Next week, we're going to be discussing are lawyers liars? Are lawyers liars? Are lawyers liars? That's a tongue twister, right? But next week, we're going to be discussing whether or not lawyers are liars. Finally,